everyone, Coach Elena here, and today we're going to do a little how-to on mobility with a focus on the lacrosse ball, all right? So some of you guys may be very familiar with foam rollers, but may not have quite yet checked out the lacrosse balls. But just like foam rollers, the lacrosse ball is a great tool to keep in your toolbox for mobility, to help you improve range of motion, to reduce soreness and injury prevention, but also to help with optimal positioning and functioning of the body. So I want you guys to test something out with me real fast. So if you've got a lacrosse ball or tennis ball at home, we're going to take those shoes off, okay? And I want you to place that lacrosse ball to the side. But first, we are going to reach down towards those toes, and you're going to just see how comfortably, how far you can go without stressing the body out too much, just where that range is for you. Just take a nice deep breath in here. All right, we're going to slowly come up. So now let's grab that lacrosse ball, and we're going to place it on the right foot, and I want you to kind of roll it on the inside of your foot, all right? Do about 10 passes. You might notice if there's a little bit more of a tender spot, you can actually kind of pause this position for a second, bend that other leg. You want a little bit of a deeper mobility position here. You might feel a little bit more tension, but it's actually going to get a little bit deeper into that tissue, okay? We're going to roll back and forth. We're going to take it to the outside of that foot. It's now kind of the lateral part of your foot. About 10 passes. Then we're going to go side to side, kind of right on that arch below the big toes, kind of below that palm of the foot. Side to side, just like that. And you might notice you have a little bit more tender spots on the inside, outside. Everyone is a little bit different based on how their foot plants on the ground. All right, so let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Just a little quick demo so you guys can kind of see how cool this is and just how just even doing a little bit of mobility work with that lacrosse ball can make a big difference. So 10 passes on the inside, about 10 on the outside. And if you need to kind of hold on to something or the wall for balance, you can even do this seated. It actually would take less pressure, so it'd be a little bit more gentle, especially if this is a new stimulus to your body. That actually may be a great way to start this. But standing, you can put more weight into it and create a little bit more pressure. All right, so go ahead and set that ball to the side. And now I want you to reach back down towards those toes again. So it's nice and easy. Let's reach down. And just see how much further you get in that stretch. So even just by doing just a little bit of mobility, doing some on your feet, create a lot more range of motion on the back side of that body. So we just really helped loosen up, do some soft tissue, kind of healthier through self-myofascial release, also self-massage. But basically that fascia, what covers the muscles, connects the body together. We were able to loosen up some of that by trying to create some blood flow and movement, hydration. We were able to get further into that stretch. So just showing you just even a little bit of mobility is going to help you overall with your optimal positioning and functioning. So with that, so you got tons of different great techniques. But what really sets the lacrosse ball apart, especially from the foam roller, is it's almost like a trigger point because it's going to help you get one area at a time, get a little bit more finer in those spots so you can focus on one movement at a time. So I have a couple tips for you when you are using the lacrosse ball. So first, set about 5 to 10 minutes aside, whether it's before your workout. This is a great tip to first start with some mobility to help you create new range. But also, some people like to do this before bed because it kind of helps relax your body and it helps you be a little bit more relaxed before you fall asleep. That'd be a nice fun tip to try. Number 2 is to remember to breathe. Allow your body to relax. So just like if you were to get a massage, they don't go quite deep, especially if you're in deep tissue, they don't go really deep and really fast into that tissue. They kind of gradually loosen it up, and as they're going more into the muscle and the fascia, you want to breathe, you want to relax more, to try to relax in those positions. So just like we had it on our foot, once you find that soft spot, try to relax into that stretch and allow that tool, that lacrosse ball, to help get deeper and to help create some more range in that tissue. 3, because we talked about this a little briefly, is target one area at a time. So just like we did on the foot as well, we targeted the kind of bottom of the foot, the 3 different arches in our foot, and then most times you'll see people kind of do their pecs, their traps, but you can use this in a lot of different areas, but You can do things seated. You can do things standing against the wall. You can actually even like add a towel over the ball if you feel like it's too much pressure. So there's different techniques to make this better for you and to kind of let your body get used to this new stimulus. Number 4 is there's always going to be a little bit slight discomfort. Even probably when you start using the foam roller, you may have noticed it's a little bit more tender, or it may be hard to put your weight on that glute roller exercise, or even if you are doing, say for example, the track roll with the lacrosse ball, you may not be able to put a whole lot of weight onto it just yet. So it shouldn't be painful. You don't want it to be like a sharp pain, but there's going to be some slight discomforts if your body's getting used to a new stimulus. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you want to think about a 6 or 7 as far as how kind of uncomfortable that ball is. But over time, it's going to get better. Just like a massage at first, you might kind of tense up a little bit before. We want you to try to be relaxed, not as tense, but you'll be able to get deeper into these moves the more you use it. So just like exercises, you may be a little bit more sore at first, but then once you kind of go through those moves again, your body gets used to that stimulus, and then it's not as tender or as hard on the body. And number 5, add movement. So I'm going to show you with a trap roll stretch here real fast. We're going to place this kind of right above the shoulder blade. We want to make sure we don't go right on the spine. So this is where we're targeting that one area. We don't want to be all over the place. We want to be targeted. We're going to place that right there, and I'm going to step my feet out a little bit away from the wall, and I'm just going to roll up and down nice and gentle, finding a good kind of sweet spot to where I can feel it rolling against that trap. Nice and easy. Once you kind of find a tender spot, okay, we're going to take that same arm, right, we're going to add some movement here, right? So we hit that spot, which we're already kind of creating some pressure there. Now we're creating some more movement, allowing more blood flow, allowing that tissue, the tightness to break up a little bit more, and allowing you more range of motion after we're finished. So going up and down, also going side to side is great here. But that's a great way to add a little new twist to some of your lacrosse ball exercises, depending on which one you're doing. But a great way to kind of take it up a notch, especially if you feel like maybe it's not as deep as it used to be. I need to find a way to make this work a little bit better. So tons of different great options and things you can do. If the lacrosse ball is too tight, you can use a softball. You can add a towel. If sometimes the softball or the lacrosse may not be enough, softball is a nice new addition. If you've got some tight hamstrings, come see me. I can show you some great tools to use the softball for your hamstrings. But again, it's going to be dependent on your body, what your body needs, and we want to make sure that we are listening to our body. So you don't want to do something, again, that's causing you pain, but slight discomfort is good to help you in your overall creating soft tissue, healthier movement through those techniques. 10 passes for about 2 sets is a great start. But come see us if you guys have any questions, or maybe you've got some areas that need some work. We'd love to work with you guys, so come see us, schedule an appointment. But also, if you have any further questions about just mobility in the lacrosse ball, comment below or come see me, and I'd love to help you out. Thank you guys. Have a good one.